Hey, Mike, congratulations.
Thank you.
Uh, Want to start off with Natasha. She impacted the game in so many ways tonight. Do you feel like, I know she had that big game early, but do you feel like this was her best overall game of the year so far?
I think so because I think, she had a very tough defensive assignment in McBride and she did a great job there. And when you're doing that, it's hard to be, necessarily the best team defender. And yet she was the one that came up with a bunch of steals. I think she had 6. She found people all night, got herself going a little bit offensively, got herself to the free throw line. I mean, it was just, one of those ones. I mean, you have eight assists and 6 steals and double figures and defend your matchup into a 1-for-6 night. That's a pretty good night all around.
Also wanted to ask about that third quarter. I know you were a little bit frustrated with them previously, but tonight you guys kind of got rolling and that's where you were able to stretch it out.
I thought we stayed a little bit more in ourselves offensively, and defensively we upped it, a notch. I mean, we, I think we made it tough, even though, Sylvia is so strong and physical inside. I thought Tina did a good job of making it hard for her to get easy catches. I thought, particularly in the third quarter, we made it tough. I think she only had 1 field goal after halftime. She had a couple, some free throws, but I thought that was a key defensively, the start to the third quarter. I mean, we held them under 20 in the third, and that was big.
Thank you very much.
Jen.
Hey, Coach, you started to talk about it a little bit, but can you talk a little bit more about that Tina and Sylvia matchup? And, based on the stat sheet, it looks like Tina won that matchup. And, what do you think was most, effective for her, particularly on the offensive end?
Well, I think on the offensive end, we made Sylvia, as we said before the game, made her have to come out and guard pick and rolls out away from the floor. So we mixed up post ups for Tina. We put Tina at the high post some, and we put her in pick and rolls and made Sylvia have to get out and play away from the basket where she's most effective defensively. Took her out of, shot blocking areas. I think she had 1 shot block for the game, and, that made it tough, I think, for them. Tina, because Tina's playing so well at, on the perimeter and the post, it makes it tough for defenders against her. I mean, you have to guard her in so many different situations. It's not the same every time down.
And then Tina's playing a lot of minutes, came in averaging a little over 33 and hit 33 again today. How is she able to play that many minutes as a center and play at such a high level given that load that she's carrying?
Well, you guys assume that's a huge load. She's really conditioned herself in the offseason to be prepared for this. And she knew coming in with Elena not playing at the start of the season that she was going to have to play a little bit more minutes. We try to save her by not having her, have long practices. We try to keep her minutes short in practice. I think that's, on us as coaches and trainers to manage that, help her manage that. So, and she's just got a great will about her. But, like a day like tomorrow, we won't practice. We'll do our work the next day in a shoot around. We'll have players do individual work, but it's a way for her and Tosh and Ariel and those guys to kind of get their legs back a little bit. We're in that stretch where we're every other day for, a few days. And so we'll try to, let them get caught up on the off day.
Thank you.
Tyler.
Hey, Coach, I know Minnesota, they finally were able to get some shots going in the fourth quarter, but this is the team that's had some offensive spurts throughout the year. What would you grade your team's defense of them, especially coming off a 100-point game last time, through the first 3 quarters in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. And even in the fourth quarter, it was good for stretches. They got some buckets basically off of our kind of missed opportunities offensively in the fourth quarter. We fouled them a couple times. Banham makes a crazy 3. And they had another 3 that, Clarendon made from deep. That's not her normal forte, but she just decided to pull up. So you have 6 points there and a couple fouls. I thought our defense was consistent for most of the night, but certainly was terrific in the first 3 quarters, but maybe not the first 5 minutes of the game. It was just a bad basketball game for 5 minutes by both teams. Start the game.
And then Kiara Leslie, she's got increased minutes this game, especially compared to the last. What'd you see from her tonight?
Well, I think she's still struggling a little bit offensively because she just doesn't have a rhythm to it. With Sydney Weiss out, we needed somebody to come off the bench and step up. I thought her defense was terrific because she got put in a situation tonight. They played their big lineup, and she had to guard one of their post players. And I thought, she guarded Collier or Dantas, and she did a terrific job on them.
Any other questions for Coach? I
Right.
think that's it then. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. If anyone has any questions for Kira, please raise your hand. Cream.
Hey, Kara, congrats.
Thanks.
I just wanted to ask about the defense overall tonight. One of your guys' best games of the year. I guess just what was either the mindset or just what was clicking so well on that side of the court today?
We had a team meeting and Tosh really emphasized, when offense isn't going right, we can always play defense. That's just a pride thing. And I think we came out with that intensity, and we know that Minnesota likes to pressure hard on the wings and in the post to make everything tough. So we might as well have did the same back to them. So I think we executed well on the defensive end.
And how about yourself specifically? Got a few more minutes in tonight, and Mike was just, praising your defense specifically because you kind of had a little tough matchup playing against some bigs. How did you feel? Are you feeling yourself kind of getting back in that mode and kind of getting settled?
I just always go in and do what I can do. Whatever they need to do, that's what I'm going to come out and do. So, I just make sure I stay locked in and focused every game and ready when my number's called.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
Jen.
Hey, Kiara, congrats on the win. I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to ask, I know that you guys have been talking a lot about spacing and chemistry and all that you worked on in the past week when you guys didn't have games.
Mhm.
What did you feel like you guys, built on, improved on Saturday and then built on tonight?
Definitely playing each side of the floor. I know in previous games, the ball was getting stuck a lot in just one person's hands. So I think just getting everybody involved, whether it be them touching the ball or making a back cut to relieve pressure off of another player, just things like that. And I think we did well with that tonight.
And then, coming out of the locker room at halftime, what was kind of the message? I know that you guys have sometimes struggled in the third quarter before, but what was different this time around?
Be ready. We know that the third quarter has been tough for us these past few games. Whatever you got to do to get your mind ready, read over your scout, get out on the court and get your shots up, stretch, whatever. But we knew we had to come out and execute in this third quarter.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other questions? I think that's it then. Thank you, Kira.
Thanks.
Let's do it.
What up, Tosh? Congratulations.
Thank you.
All kinds of things tonight. So, but my first question is, who was the crew you were talking to after the game in the stands?
Oh man, that's AZ's mom and the AU team, and Christy's daughter. For me, it's like really important to make sure that I give young girls the attention and the respect, because this is where they want to be. And I want them to know that this is obtainable and that we're not untouchable figures. It's important to me to create those relationships and create those mentorships, because I take that job seriously.
Cool. Let's go back on the court a little bit. Kira just said, you guys had a team meeting where you kind of said a few words about, hey, even when the offense isn't going, we can still play D.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share a little insight from that and what prompted that and how that kind of came together and how it played out on the floor tonight?
Yeah, I think we were on our own islands, and not in a bad way. It's just that we have a new team. We're trying to, get this thing going, which we did tonight, but this needs to be a player run team. So for us, it was, we need to sit down, we need to talk about who we are, what's our identity, who we want to be, because this complacency thing and being patient is fine because we are learning, but there needs to be a sense of urgency. And so for us, it was really just a hashing out, like, and in the most respectful way. Everyone had something to say. Everyone said, we can do this better, we can do that better. And as myself, like, I had to take a look at myself as a leader. Like, is my body language on the court these last few games, is it what the team needs? Do my frustrations are through the roof? How can I be a better leader for this team? And I think with me being vulnerable, with Tina being vulnerable, it allowed everyone else to kind of open up, and allowed us to get together and closer and to have a better understanding of who we wanted to be on the court together.
So did you like who you were on the court today? I mean, you surpassed 1,000 career points, 6 steals is the most by anybody in the league this year, career high for you. Did you feel like today was kind of like your most complete game of the year?
Absolutely. I think Brad said it, and it's something that I've been saying the last few days to myself. Brad said it going into that last game in Philly, like, a good game's coming for me. I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to stay confident. But it's a good day to have a good day. And so that's just speaking it into existence, being confident. It also helps that my wife came into town today. So having that stability at home is huge for me as well. So it was all around just great team win. And I'm blessed to be here in DC with this squad and to get that second dub. Shoot.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Kareem.
Jen?
Hey, Tosh, congrats on the win.
Hey, Jen, thank you.
Wanted to ask you about your teammate who was balling out tonight, Tina Charles.
Mhm.
30-point games are almost becoming routine for her, which is kind of insane. But, aside from you just giving her the ball, how is she doing what she did tonight?
Man, Tina is a really special player. And it's funny because when she went up for those last 2 free throws, I was like, I want your jersey number. I want 31. So put these 2 in. But it's been just an honor to watch her. Her work ethic, her attention to detail, her leadership has been really, really good. And we're finally on the same page after getting to know each other for a little bit. But Tina's just an all-around threat, from the 3-point line to the pull-up jump shot to her finesse around the rim. She's a really special player, and we're lucky to have her here in DC.
And on that, there was a sideline out of bounds with under a minute left where she just got completely open and a breakaway. What happened?
I don't know, but I said, go, Tina, finish, go. I don't know what Minnie did, but Tina ended up wide open, and just, extended that lead for us, give us a little bit of a cushion there.
It's awesome. And then last quick one for me, just what do you want to take from this game into, you got a quick turnaround against the Sparks on Thursday. What do you want to take forward?
Our energy, our attention to detail, our togetherness. We were an all-around great team today. There were spurts where they made runs, and that's going to happen in this game, but we sustained, and that's been something that we've been struggling to do. So, we'll come back in tomorrow. It's a quick turnaround, get some shots up, take care of our bodies, and we got to be ready for a really good LA team.
Thanks, Tosh. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Jen.
Christina?
What up, girl?
Hey, Tosh, what's up? I just want to piggyback off of Jen. I mean, you guys are finally starting to click and that chemistry is there. What can you say about the identity of this team and how it's starting to form?
I think the crazy thing, we came in for film today and our coaches were like, y'all, we are the second best offense in this league. And we were all looking around like, we're going to be scary because we don't even feel like we have it all together yet, but we have spurts of it. So I'm really proud of this team and how we battle, how we come together, and how we really just figured out what our identity is. We need to be a team that's going to play both ends of the floor. So if we can get ourselves focused on the defensive end, it's going to bring our offense, because again, we're the second best offensive team in this league. So we're going to score. But who are we on the defensive end? Are we going to take pride in it? Are we going to pay attention to detail in our scouting reports? Are we going to take individual pride in our individual matchups? And also as a team, like, are we going to be there for each other? So I think, having that meeting yesterday and really talking about what our identity needs to be, I think it really just gave us, some direction, some guidance as a team.
Stacy?
Hey, Miss Cloud, how are you today, ma'am? So just talk us through your 1,000th point and how special that was for you, and just like the moment of taking the shot itself and that recognition from the fans and everything for you.
Honestly, I didn't even know. I was sitting down talking to Toya on the bench about the ball screens because I was getting really hit on trailing Rachel Banham. So we were just talking through the ball screens, and I look up and I'm like, oh shoot. But it's a really, really special moment for me. It's a special moment for my family. Y'all know that I've been an underdog my whole entire life. I came from a mid-major in St. Joseph's University, and I had one team, one organization, and one staff believe in me. And I've been with them ever since. So to get this, milestone and this accolade here in DC, community that has taken me in, that's embraced me, that's allowed me to grow from a young rookie to, a 7-year vet. I feel constantly loved and embraced. And when you have that support, not only from your organization, your staff, but your community, it makes your job a lot easier. So I'm extremely blessed, to my mom, to my dad. This is for our family, everyone that has been, my riders since the time I was young, and for my grandparents up in heaven. Like this is a huge milestone for me, and I'm extremely blessed and humbled to do it in DC. Y'all gonna have me get like choked up on here, and I'm gonna pull it together, okay? Shoot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tyler?
Hey Tosh, congratulations on really what was a great night all around for you. For Kiara just told us that on defense, it's a pride thing for you guys. How was the pride level tonight on the defensive end of the ball in your evaluation? I know you were great, but how was the rest of the team?
No, I thought the team was great. I go as we go. So if I'm great, that means the team's great. We were just focused. The attention to detail on the defensive end tonight was great. Our ball pressure was great. Our backside help was great. Our attention to detail and game plan, game scheme with our switches and those roles was great. So all around tonight was just a great team win. That's the team that we can be consistently. So it's a good momentum for us to keep going into Thursday.
And then in your words, how would you kind of describe saying it's a pride thing on the defensive end?
It's a pride thing. Right? Are you going to say with your chest? Are you going to get up and people? Are you going to defend? Are you going to know your scout? Are you going to know our game scheme? That's the pride. Like I not only have to guard my individual player, but then I need to be there for my team. And so for me, it's just, I don't know how you describe pride, but it's just your grit. Like you going to go out and get a steal, or are you going to play soft?
Neil?
Hey, Tosh, obviously, congratulations on your accolades.
Thank you, Neil.
You touched on it a little bit. You guys are thinking, oh, how good you guys can be when you guys are fully healthy. Obviously, Elena is a big part of that. Just in how you guys are growing right now, have you guys ever thought and said, oh, okay, this is an aspect where when we do have Elena, we're going to be able to really attack this or that?
No, I think we're giving Elena the time that she needs. She's working really, really hard in here every single day, and we see her working. But I love her, but we're concerned about the ones we have on the floor right now. So we're focused on us. We're focused on the players that we have because we have enough. We have enough to sustain, and when Elena comes back, she's going to make us that much better. But we got to go with the numbers that we have. So we're primarily focused on us.
That's fair. Thanks, Tosh.
Appreciate you, Neil.
Christina, do you have another question?
I don't, sorry, I forgot to raise my hand.
Then quickly, Kareem, last question.
Hey Josh, I do have one last quickie. I was just curious. The meeting yesterday, was it called by a player, or was it just something that you guys typically do? Was it kind of a player called meeting by anyone in specific, or just?
Tina and me sat together. What's today? Tuesday. We sat together Sunday night, and we had our talks and about getting on the same page. And for her, it was like, we need to get the team together. This needs to be a player-run team. So yesterday after the practice, just having everyone come in this film room and just have a players-only meeting and making everyone speak up. You got to step out your comfort zone. We got to hear everyone's opinions, and we got to get this shit figured out.
Perfect. That's what I was curious about. Thank you.
Thanks, Kareem.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank y'all. Stay safe, wear a mask. Oh, wait, I want to say one more thing. I want y'all to make sure y'all write about the Women's College World Series. We got a really good game going on right now, so make sure y'all are tuned in and supporting women's sports.
Hey, what's up, Tina? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to ask a little bit about that players meeting. Tosh was just saying that you guys kind of sat down and talked amongst yourselves and then decided, hey, like she was saying, this needs to be a players run organization. I guess just kind of from your perspective, what kind of brought all that on? Why did you feel the need for everybody to kind of sit down and chat?
Just because, this team, in 2019, they had a group that was together for like 3 years, so they were able to figure it out and find their foundation. With this team, it's new individuals here. And I feel it's actually something that we should have done probably before the first game, just to make sure that we knew what everyone's individual goals were, what our goals are collectively as a team, and just to hear from everybody. I know some of the younger players are probably intimidated to speak up, so it was a great space for them to be able to speak up, especially players on the bench, to tell us what they're seeing and what we can do better, just so we could start the pace for the rest of the game. And then just focusing on the third quarter, those third quarters of the last couple of games has got us. And so I just wanted to make sure there was a sense of urgency, because I'm someone who's very intense, and I want to make sure that everybody else, nobody's feeling relaxed around me or anything. We should not be comfortable. This is still a season we can get, regardless of the players who are missing. So, yeah.
You're intense. We never picked up on that. Just one more quickie. Gonna ask you to speak a little bit about yourself tonight. Obviously had another big one. And also, do you get a little bit juiced when you're going up against somebody like Fowles?
I have the utmost respect for Fowles. She's one of the main reasons why I'm the player that I am today. From our college days, I used to have a photo of her in my locker because she's someone that I wanted to reflect and play like, just the way she goes in the game, just the way she's able to dominate games. So she means a lot to me and to my career. We have the utmost respect for one another. And, I didn't look at this game as Tina playing Sylvia Fowles. It was just about, we need to get a win versus Minnesota. And I just knew with the practices we had, the conversations we had leading into this game, that the team was going to do the best to make sure that we're putting each other in the best position so we could be a star within our role. So just taking advantage of what the defense gave me.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Jen.
Hey, Tina, kind of building off of that, you and Maisha combined for 50 points. What did you like about, what you guys were able to do against their front court?
To be totally honest, Maisha is probably, trying to think, the power forwards I played alongside, like another power forward who could be just as dominant. That time I had with Asia Jones, it was really special. And I think that's something that we can reflect on the offensive end and just have that bond of just having a tandem that, pick your poison in a sense. And she's coming into her own. That the bubble last year definitely just boosted her confidence in the way that she's playing and the minutes and the trust that this organization has with her and especially her team. So I'm super proud and happy for her and just the way that she's coming out and playing, and it just takes a load off of me some possessions. So it was great.
And then just wanted to ask you about that play with under a minute left, how you got open for that breakaway. What happened there and how were you so open?
It was just a great screen from Ariel. She set a great screen on Sil. I guess they didn't call a switch, or I was just hoping to get the ball because I knew I was making free throws, so I could just make free throws, but got wide open. And I was so wide open that I thought I was shooting at the wrong basket, but Z told me to keep going. So that's how confused I had got a little bit. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Helen.
Hey, Tina. You mentioned earlier just wanting to get the players together and because everyone's kind of new.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure your teammates learned a lot from that and got a lot from that. But what did you feel like you learned maybe about the other players that you didn't know about?
Just every voice matters. Everybody matters. You don't have to play 30 something minutes or average X amount of points and rebounds for you to feel like you don't matter. But it just really showed that everyone does care about this season. Everyone does believe that we could come out on top this season, regardless of Elena and Emma and Alicia Clark not being here. So it was really great that everyone is very optimistic and everyone is engaged with the season. And we were all on the same page about our third quarters and coming out of halftime needing to be better and, controlling our body language and the energy that we put out. Because again, we're all just learning one another and getting used to each other. So it was really great. We were able to grind out a win tonight.
And it seems like at each game, the team gets to know each other a little bit better. How much better do you think the Mystics this year can be?
We could be super good. Especially having Natasha Cloud at the helm, having Coach T, the fact that we still have Alicia Clark's voice and seeing Elena and how hard she's working on herself to get back with us. So everything is all positive. Everything is very optimistic. And I think the sky's the limit. We're definitely in control of this season.
Thanks, Tina.
Stacy?
Hey Tina, how's it going tonight? Great game, by the way. Was there anything particular on the floor that you saw that was able to lead you to so many great scoring opportunities for yourself?
I think it's just the work that I put in the off season. The grind goes unnoticed, but the results don't. I was working on my 3-point shot and getting more confident with that. Driving to the basket, staying aggressive. So I think it's just I'm loving the fact that I don't have to post up every single time in order to be a threat, but I could be in pick and rolls. I can dive to the basket. I can get my teammates open when they start to double and triple team me. So it's been really great to be a part of this organization and within this offense.
Thank you.
I think that's it, Tina. Thank you.
Thank you.